Hello Cancer, welcome to my channel. Victoria here at Radiant Moon Tarot. This is your weekly reading for May 23rd through 29th, 2022. If you're new to my channel, hello and welcome to you. If you're returning, welcome back. I'm always grateful for each and every one of you. Let's get into your reading. This should be gentler energy than what we've been experiencing so far throughout the month of May. Whew, thank goodness. A little sigh of relief there. We do still have Mercury in retrograde in the sign of Gemini, so just a little bit of heads up for communication, for technology. Sometimes those things can go a little bit sideways, so just take your time, do a little bit more due diligence, okay? You also might be thinking of setting some intentions, though. Speaking of communication, okay, we do have a new moon in the sign of Gemini that occurs on the 30th of May. So just right at the very, very, very end and the last day of this reading. And so a lot of people, you might be thinking about areas in your life where you want to try something new. Perhaps you even want a do-over somewhere in your world. So certainly a great energy for manifestation, but just make sure you write down your intentions and maybe be a little bit more focused than usual, especially since that retrograde energy is still hanging around. But we have home coming in for you. Okay, there's no place like home, that is for sure. So perhaps you are spending some time at home in the week ahead, or you're thinking about your home life. So you may actually be a little bit in hermit mode, okay? But maybe you're thinking about things about where you live, where you spend your time, where you feel comfortable, where you feel at home, okay? Whether it's in your actual home or somewhere else in your world, right? In your workplace, do you feel like you're at home? Do you feel like you belong? Okay, is your home where you want it to be? Your home is your castle, okay? Are you comfortable there, right? So you may be thinking about those areas where you spend a lot of time, and you may be thinking of doing something new, switching something up a little bit, okay? Or you might be looking at making a little bit of change, okay? Or maybe you're really doing a little bit of decision making, okay? So if you are in an environment where you're not comfortable or you don't feel as though you can be authentic with yourself, okay, or with those around you, then you may be looking to shake things up just a little bit. But I think for the most part, you might be focused on your home life in the week ahead and making some improvements. Maybe you're doing a little bit of cleaning, or maybe you're doing some decorating, reorganizing, some do-it-yourself projects, okay? Perhaps you're even thinking of making a move, since we have the compass card here as well, okay? So the compass energy shows here that you may have a certain direction that you want to head in, that you want to go for, okay? You might be changing your direction here as well, all right? Your inner compass, your intuition is kind of pointing you or pulling you or pushing you, dragging you by the hair, possibly as well, in a certain pathway, a certain direction, okay? So you might be really thinking about the path that you're on right now, okay? And, you might be thinking of making things really, really clear or making some change. This is card number 50, okay? So, do you feel as though you're on the right track? Do you feel as though where you're meant to be? Okay, you may have a little bit of deep thinking here going on, okay? A little bit of deep contemplation, and probably a holdover from the eclipse energies that we've had, right? So you might be contemplating making some change, or perhaps you are looking to make some improvements. Fives can represent obstacles and challenges, but they can also represent the opportunity for change and, new exciting challenges or new exciting adventures, I should say, in your world, okay? So where do you want to go? What do you want to do? Are you on the right track, or do you need to do something a little bit different? So follow your intuition, especially if it's pointing you in a certain direction. Sometimes we need to leave something behind, or we need to do something a little bit differently to get back on track. So let's see what else we've got coming in here for you. And what do we have first? We've got the Two of Swords. All right, so making a decision. The Five of Swords, that's always fun. And we have the Two of Wands coming out there for you as well, followed with the Hierophant, Empress, and the Knight of Coins. Okay, so the bottom of the deck here, we've got the Page of Coins. Now, the Page of Coins can certainly represent something new or improving in your material world. This can be your home, it can be your knowledge, your career, your finances, okay, all of those things. The pages do bring about some good news, but they also bring about those new energies, new senses of adventure, improvements in your world as well. And so you may be have an underlying influence where maybe you want to spend some money on your home. Maybe you want to move. Perhaps there's some information. You might be doing some research there with that page of coins, especially if you're wanting to do any kind of do-it-yourself projects or anything like that. A little bit of research, maybe the order of the day before you dive right into something, especially if you're doing anything with your hands like carpentry or anything like that. Okay, measure at least twice, okay, 3 times preferably, and then cut once, right? So maybe you need to do a little bit of homework before you dive right in. Okay, but this can represent purchases or improvements coming in there as well. But the page of coins can certainly be a quest for knowledge as well. Okay, so maybe you're learning something or you need to learn something there, but you do have some improvements coming in. But in the meantime, okay, I think you're trying to get your thoughts in alignment here. We do have some communication challenges that may be here for you. Okay, but we also have some planning. All right, so the Two of Swords can certainly represent that maybe you're at a crossroads in some area of your life. You're doing a little bit of deep thinking, some contemplation. You may be confused. Okay, you might not know exactly what you want right now. Okay, or you may be faced with a challenge and you're not quite sure how to overcome it. What do I need to do? Am I on the right track? Do I need to make change? All those things. Okay, so you may be making a very important decision. All right, but you may be very undecided with the Two of Swords energy that's here. Intuition may be the key for you, listening to your intuition. Sometimes we don't trust it, we overthink it, we overanalyze it as we can have in the Two of Swords energy. So your intuition may hold the answers for you, okay? Or this could just be, at least at the beginning of the week, where you may need to remain undecided at that particular moment, okay? Because the answer isn't quite apparent to you. So rash decisions or anything like that may not be in your favor at that particular moment, right? Maybe cool your heels a little bit, take a step back and gather a little bit more information or resources, or, wait for like better timing or something like that, okay? The answers will come to you. All right, and you will find the information, you will find your way forward, okay? So sometimes we are just right there on that cusp. We just don't know, right? So sometimes we can just put that on the back burner. But the Two of Swords can also sometimes indicate that the answer may not be apparent to you at the moment, okay? Because sometimes we think of black and white. We think left or right. We think east or west. We think, yes or no. But sometimes there's a hidden pathway. There's a hidden answer. There's the road less traveled, right? There's hidden option number C. There's the gray area. There's the maybes in our world, okay? So there may be a choice there that isn't quite apparent to you yet, but it will come to light for you. The Five of Swords can certainly represent some conflict, okay? Some communication issues. This can be that you have an argument with somebody, okay? Maybe you're having a conversation with someone and they just get in a certain dig, okay? Or that could be you be getting in a dig there as well, okay? Words hurt. All right. So cautious communication may be very much required in the week ahead. Remember, we've got Mercury retrograde, okay? You don't want to say anything that you can't take back, all right? You might want to take the high road if there's some sort of an argument going on, okay? Sometimes we can take that step back and just leave that for another day, okay? Not get involved, not engage, okay? So you might need to disengage with something there. So fives, again, represent obstacles and challenges, but they also represent the opportunity to do something different, to change how we do something. So perhaps you have some communication challenges in the week ahead and you need to do something different with that. You need to communicate in a different way. For example, text messages and emails, the most misunderstood forms of communication that we have. Okay. They're fast forms of communication, and we're missing something though when we have that. So if you get a text message, if you're in a bad mood or you're confused about something, or you're at a crossroads and you're just feeling frustrated and drained, and then someone sends you a text message and they just say, hey, I thought you said you were going to do this. Based on your mood, you could consider that to be an attack, when it may not be, right? Someone might just be going, hey, I thought you said you were doing this, right? And they might just mean it in a nonchalant kind of way, but because you're in a certain mood, you read that in a certain way. Okay, so perhaps there is a different form of communication that may serve your purposes a little bit better in the week ahead. Okay, because when we have text messages and emails, we're missing tone of voice, we're missing body language, all of those things. Even if someone throws emojis all over the place, you might just roll your eyes, right? So perhaps verbal communication, face-to-face communication, maybe a little bit better than those quicker forms of communication. They might be more meaningful anyway. All right, so just a little heads up for you there. But we have the Two of Wands here as well. And this is where we have an idea and we're trying to figure out how to do something with it. We're trying to make a plan. We're trying to figure things out. We're trying to bring things together. Okay, you might be looking to make some change. Okay, or maybe you're just trying to get things back on track. The Two of Wands is where we're trying to keep an open mind, but we are looking out into the horizon. We are looking to the future. We're not really taking action quite yet. Okay, but maybe you're seeing things a little bit clearly, a little bit clearer, I should say. Okay, I mean, we do have the Two of Swords, all right, and the Two of Wands. So planning and decision making may be the order of your week for you this week. It could be something just very small. Okay, you could be deciding, oh, how do I fix this issue? How do I fix this communication issue? How do I fix this conflict? Conflict resolution may be something that you need to research. Okay, maybe you need a little bit more information. All right, or how do I get myself out of this challenging situation? Okay, because if the Five of Swords is a recurring theme in an environment that you're in, very much like the home energy, let's say this is your workplace, right? Everyone's stabbing each other in the back. No one gets along. Everyone's kind of doing their own thing. No one can communicate properly, right? It's not the most positive environment necessarily to be in. Okay, so you might be thinking, how do I get out of this situation? What can I do differently, or what do I need to change? Okay, so you could be doing some contemplation in that regard as well. But you might also just be trying to get your thoughts in order. All right, you're just trying to like get all of your ducks in a row and sort some things out this week. So you might feel a little bit scattered with that Five of Swords. Perhaps you just can't get your thoughts in order, but by the end of the week, boom, you're taking a little bit better control of the situation with that Two of Wands, right? You got things in order. You're looking out, okay, I see things a little bit clearer now. All right, and you might be finding some solutions with that. Okay, but the twos represent balance and harmony, but they also represent partnerships. Okay, so you might be considering partnering up with the right people, or who are you partnered up with right now? Is it fixable? Is it a temporary situation? Okay, or is it something that maybe you want to extract yourself from? Your advice from Spirit, we have the Hierophant. Okay, there may be something that you need to learn, some information, some research that you need to do in the week ahead. The Hierophant can certainly be one of higher level learning. Okay, so broadening your horizons a little bit, getting your ducks in a row, finding out some more information. That Page of Coins can certainly come into play. It's a very bookwormy kind of energy. All right, the Hierophant can also represent you taking a different route, a different path. Okay, it is one of spiritual ascension sometimes there with that. Okay, tapping into your spiritual senses. Okay, and maybe that is the high road for you in some aspect of your week ahead. But the Hierophant is Taurus energy, reminding you to stay grounded in your approach to things. Perhaps you need to do things a little bit more conservatively than you normally would in the week ahead. The Hierophant is a very traditional energy. It's one with rules and regulations and a conservative approach at things. So perhaps for some of you, it depends what your situation is. For some of you, you might need to break free out of some tradition, some structure, some conformity there, okay? Because maybe right now you just got this inner turmoil there and you're feeling a little bit stuck and conflicted, okay? And that Hierophant is a very by the book kind of energy, policies, procedures, rules, all of those things. It's a traditional religious card, right? And if you think of organized religion, right, you know, quite often you've got rules that you need to follow and all these things that may work for you. And that may be your solution for the week ahead, is to follow the rules, play by the book, okay, be a little conservative. But for others of you, if you are feeling oppressed, okay, in any of that energy, or you feel as though you can't be yourself, you can't be authentic, then perhaps you're looking to break free out of some sort of structure. And that may be your answer to move forward. That might be your answer to resolve some sort of conflict or tension that may be around you, or, you know, to figure some things out. So again, that home energy there, perhaps you are retreating from the world just a little bit to do a little bit of quiet contemplation. But the Hierophant is also an energy of commitment. So where do you commit your time and energy to? Okay, it can be number one, be committed to your goals. Okay, and work past some obstacles or some issues. Okay, you can do it. And just stick to your guns, perhaps. All right, but you might also need to change how you do things there as well. All right, but you might be looking at your commitments. It's a number 5 for you there. Okay, so we do have 3 5s out here for you. Okay, so 5s, again, obstacles, challenges, but also change. Okay, something is shifting in your world, whether you are the mastermind of that or whether something is a little bit beyond your control. Okay, or maybe you're just feeling that you need to change something in your environment in order for you to accomplish what you need to accomplish. Okay, so change may be the order of the day. Blessings headed your way is the Empress. Self-love, self-care, taking a time out, looking after yourself, your own needs. Wonderful. The Empress is also an energy of creation and fertility. So this is a very creative time for you. It's a time for you to attract abundance and opportunities and information and people and all these things into your life. The Empress attracts abundance. The Empress attracts people like a moth to a flame. All right. So you may be contemplating, where you partner up with people or what kind of people you partner up with. If you're looking to make change, we've got some great opportunities opening up for you, those doors opening up for you. Okay, the 2 of Wands, it's like, aha, I've removed my obstacle, my block. Okay, now I can see things a little bit clearly. All right, so if you're looking at making change, you can make change. If you're looking at opening doors of opportunity, those are available for you as well. But the Empress is really about something coming to fruition in your world, whatever that looks like for you, something in your home, something in your love life, your romantic situation here as well. Perhaps your relationship just hits a little bit of a bumpy patch in the week ahead, okay? But there's commitment there with that Hierophant, okay? And the Empress, there's love there too. So sometimes we need to deal with some ups and downs of life. Okay, and it may not even be an issue with your relationship. Perhaps it's the environment somewhere in there. Maybe you got some noisy neighbors or something, or maybe where you live just ain't cutting it for you anymore. The Empress can be an energy of pregnancy, and we have the Page of Coins. So perhaps there's something in your world that has to do with children. Maybe there's some hidden expenses there that come up, or maybe someone is having some really good news, or you're talking about starting a family, and that can sometimes result in a difference of opinion. Okay, but the Empress is wonderful things growing and blossoming in your world, though. Okay, we do have the Knight of Coins coming out as your overall outcome. The Knight of Coins is you having a plan in place, taking a practical approach to things, putting one foot in front of the other. The Knight of Coins brings you some patience, due diligence, okay, to get things done, has you looking at the details, okay, and figuring out what it is that you want to do. You've got the answers that you're looking for, and you know the next steps to take. The Knight of Coins is a very patient, slow-moving energy. Sometimes we feel the need to do things really, really fast, and sometimes slow and steady wins the race. So that Knight of Coins really does put you back on track to where you want to be, has you moving forward, overcoming obstacles, getting the information that you need. Okay, but this can also represent an offer or an opportunity that presents itself to you in some way. So perhaps you're discovering opportunities. Okay, perhaps you have a renewed level of commitment, perhaps a higher level of commitment somewhere in your world here, but whatever that is, that Knight of Coins can certainly represent a lot of progress. Okay, it is action here as well. So taking action, getting things on the move, putting something in place, and taking the next steps. All right, so can certainly be a very wonderful energy there with that Knight of Coins. Okay, so it's very grounded energy too. So let's get one last message out here for you. And we have the blue heron. I love the blue herons. I see them all the time. I always see them in the little rivers and things. But make a stand for what you believe in and do what feels right in spite of any judgment or disapproval from others. Blue herons are very independent unless it's mating season. Okay, you know, when you see them out in nature, they're not flock birds, right? So this is really all about you taking your stand, doing what's right for you, being a little bit independent possibly here as well, right? Some of you are looking to make some moves, make some change, okay? And this is reminding you here that you are in charge of your own story. You are in charge of your life and your decisions, okay? And if you are in places where you can't be yourself, you can't be true to yourself, then perhaps it's time to spread your wings and fly. Okay, or do something a little bit different. All right, don't listen to anyone else, just do what is right for you. I'm going to leave that there for you guys. I hope there was something here that resonated for you in some way, whether it was something a little bit or something big. But if there was, please don't forget to hit like on this video, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I thank you so very much for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.